In this video, you're going to get an up-close tour of my mini maker area. This is where I make nearly all my projects, record and edit video, and do school, and it all fits inside a bedroom. Hello and welcome to Maker Brain, where I help you access and implement your creativity through DIY projects. And on this channel, you're going to receive tips and tutorial videos, as well as maker area breakdowns just like this one. So if you're new here, and that sounds like your kind of jam, then I recommend subscribing. So let's get into it. So like I said, my whole maker area is quite small. It fits right into my bedroom and comes in at just about 8 feet across and 4.5 feet deep. So if your bedroom's really small, maybe you can't fit it, but it could be made even smaller if you were willing to eliminate one of the walkways. So more on that later. But I also want to be fully transparent and let you know that there are some other areas where I don't use the workbench, and that just includes like outside, the garage, the floor, and this other table right over here. So I use this for school sometimes, but I don't tend to use it as much as this desk, and I just try and keep this nice and clean so I can use it whenever I want. Now, starting off with what you need to know about this maker area, let's just start off with the main thing, which is the table. That is by far like the most important part. Now, this is a simple Lifetime branded folding table that's like totally collapsible, and it can actually extend up higher or lower a little bit, which is really convenient if you like to stand at different heights, except the problem is, or sit at different heights, I mean. The problem is that it can't get up all the way to a comfortable standing height, so you kind of have to bend over. Over on this edge, we have the microphone I use that you saw in the intro of the video, and then the hot glue gun ready to use. I have a monitor and my laptop, and I use those for editing and design projects, and then also just designing projects and drawing on the screen, because it is a touch screen right here. And there's the tripod I use for recording videos. Moving on down, we have a phone stand. I have a video about how I made this one, as well as many others. And then a quick access storage for some of the tools, and like my safety glasses and tape and scissors that I use really frequently. Before we move on, I just want to make sure that you know that there are timestamps and extra video resources down in the description below, in case you ever want to skip around to certain parts of the video, or you want to dive deeper into any of the things I've made and implemented in my creative area, or just creative area tips in general. Now, when it comes to lighting for my maker area, I really primarily just use two lights. The first one here is a cheap like thrift store lamp that has a piece of paper taped over it for some nice diffusion. That's good for the video, so I have like soft lighting, but then also it's nice to not create a bunch of harsh shadows on my work area, because then it is harder to judge what you're doing when there's harsh contrasting shadows. And then the second primary light is right above me. It's just the one that's in my room, and that just has like 2 bulbs in it, and it's right there. For this video, there's actually another light on right here that I've taken the shade off of, so it gives a little bit of an extra boost. That's not really necessary. And then there's this last one over here that is really only for the video, and it just gives a little bit more of an accent so there aren't like super dark areas in the room. We've already gone over what's on the desk, and then we've gotten the lights, so what's over the desk. Now, under the desk, we have the very important trash can, and it actually looks like I've been eating some sweets recently, but anyway, there's my storage area for a bunch of resources. A lot of these aren't used super frequently, but some shelves or drawers could work really well, but unfortunately most of these are really odd shapes, and this big cardboard box is the best I can do for now. Down here we have our power supply, so this is just plugged right into the wall, and you got a nice on-off switch for quick killing the power, and we can plug whatever we need into here. Plus that orange cable is an extension cord that wraps neatly around the back and comes out all the way over here, so that I can plug like my monitor and computer into this, and they stay nice and organized away, so the cables can be unplugged quickly, particularly for the computer, so I can bring it around and charge it other places. And I also have all my clamps just stuck around this leg, so they're out of the way but also still fairly easy to get, and there's a few clamped up there as well. And then lastly, I just like to have this blanket. It's hanging over the front with a couple of these like bulldog clamps, as some people call them. They're the really nice just squeeze clamps, and they're just super cheap. but those hold it up on here, and that just keeps everything looking nice and clean. So if you've watched many of my videos or just paid attention during the intro, you may be wondering what this big blocky thing next to my desk is. And this is actually my dresser. So it's a multi-implementation of that, and so it really saves space. And on the other side are my dresser drawers, and on top of it, I have my 3D printer. It's sitting on a nice solid surface as opposed to my rickety folding workbench, so that it doesn't shake things around as much. And also right here we have the all-important board of inspirational quotes and reminders. But this section right here would actually be, this whole space, be a nice place for a whiteboard or white sheet to go that I could just use dry erase marker on, because then that would enable you to dry erase really easily, and it wouldn't really take up any more space. Moving on past the dresser, we have my storage area, just these few shelves, and these could actually be moved in right here in this walkway, and that would save about 11 square feet. What you have over here is my drawer. On top of here is just kind of a catch-all bin that helps keep my work area clean. There's some calipers, hand sanitizer, and then a drawer for warranties, a drawer for less used small tools and some little supplies, and then another drawer for some more supplies and a few partly done projects. Over here we have my quick and easy filament storage. So this is just like some filament boxes that have been put together, and I just keep my filament in there, and that's for my 3D printer and 3D pen. Moving on down these shelves, we have my larger tools. So it's just an old drill, a nice Dremel, and then a heat gun, and my 3D pen is back there. I also keep my hot glue gun in there often. Further down we have the drawer for finished projects as well as some failed projects, and so these are just keeps them in one contained place if they don't have any like specific purpose. Next to that there is my design notebook ready to be used, and all the way at the bottom there are some supplies that I want to repurpose or are just going to get used. So there's like some epoxy, there's a computer I want to kind of tear down, and then there's some polyurethane and spray primer in there, as well as hot glue sticks. So all of those will get used up eventually. And then along the side there's just some longer term storage for those big objects. And the last component of my mini maker area is this little shelf right here. It runs kind of all along my room, but it's actually because my room is in the basement. This is like the edge where the concrete ends and the house like begins. But up here is just a great place to display some projects, even if they're not finished. Just to give a little motivation to me when I walk in, and a little wow factor in case anybody else enters my room. If any part of this video was helpful to you, or you got some new ideas for your creative area or makerspace, then the best way to show me is to aggressively pound that like button so that I really get the message. But now we're on to the question of the day. So let me know in the comments below, where is your maker area located? It could be in a garage, it could be in your basement or a bedroom, maybe a spare room. Like I said, my maker area is right here in my bedroom. So let me know your answer in the comments below. There's only 20 seconds left in the video for you to make the decision whether to answer the question of the day or click on one of the two videos that just popped up on screen. And I'd also recommend that you subscribe to MakerBrain and ring the notification bell so that you'll be able to watch all my new videos where you'll have to face this traumatizing dilemma again and again. And I hope you make the right choice, and I'll see you next time. Notification bell so that you'll get up. Retake. 3, 2, 1. All right, I think that's good enough.